Good evening. How are we all today? Just going to give it a few minutes to give people time to log in and catch up. Lovely. Nice to see people popping up. If you can pop me a heart or a thumbs up, just let me know that you are here. Just getting all the technology right. Oh, it's lovely. Hi, Louise. Lovely to see you. Hi, Aylie. Hi, Jay. Rachel, lovely to see you all coming on. That's great. I think my husband may be here as well. Hello, darling. Hi, Noreen. Ah, it's lovely. Great, we've got everybody coming on now. This is fabulous. Okay. Hi, Kim. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Leanne. Rachel. Haley. Amazing. Okay, so we are here this evening to talk about Lashus, and we're going to have a lovely chat with two of our amazing salon owners. We're going to speak to Noreen from Ireland and to Aylie from Scotland. So what we're looking at today is getting our salons ready for reopening, what kind of products we're going to be using. We're going to look at our lift first with Noreen, and then we're going to look at extensions as well with Aylie. So I'm just going to see if I can add Noreen in. Noreen, could you send the request to join, please? Can you see that request? Let me just search for you. I think I can add you in from this side, Noreen. There we go.
Oh, hello.
How are you?
Very good. How are you keeping?
Good. I'm not doing so bad. It just feels like forever since we've been able to get together and have a good chat. So it's great that we can be doing this live together.
Absolutely. This is the next best thing.
It absolutely is. I think we're all so used to Zoom and virtual calls now that this is just becoming a way of life.
Definitely.
Lovely. So how have you been doing? Are you getting ready for reopening your salon? How are you preparing for that?
So unfortunately in Ireland, we've been told that the earliest we're going to go back is actually the start of May. So we've got another good 6 weeks of it, possibly more. So we're still in the thick of it. But of course, you've always got that in the back of your head that you're trying to do little bits just to keep you busy, if nothing else. But yeah, we're still tipping away back here. I think our vaccinations are a little bit slower than yours. So we've another little stretch of it, but hopefully this is the last lockdown and we'll get through it.
Yeah. Please make it the last one. So what are you doing in terms of planning for reopening? How are you looking at getting your clients back in and getting ready to start those lash lifts when we can?
Yeah, so my idea for promoting the lash lift when we come back is there is going to be loads of women out there that just want a little bit of pampering, especially if you're a busy mom and you've been homeschooling for the past few months. I think you definitely deserve it. So I think, especially when it comes to something like a lash lift, our clients love it. It's such a relaxing treatment, and I can hand on heart say that at least 90% of people fall asleep on the bed. It's so relaxing. So I think if we can definitely promote that, like you get an hour to yourself, you're going to be able to relax on the bed, and you're going to leave with amazing lashes that are going to last you 6 to 8 weeks. I think that's going to be a real key point to get those clients booking back in.
Yeah, definitely. When I advertise in my salon, I very often will promote on posts that a free lash nap is included.
Definitely.
So people love that.
I take offence if there's not snoring.
No, exactly. I mean, I have to tell women sometimes when they got on the bed and they go, "Oh my gosh, I might fall asleep," and I'm like, "I'll be offended if you don't fall asleep."
Exactly. Everyone does.
Yeah, definitely. Is there any particular favourite ways that you have of marketing for your lash lifts? Is there anything that you found has really helped to bring those clients through the doors for that lash lifting?
Yeah, definitely. So when you do the Lashus training, I think being able to take a really good before and after picture is key to this service. And we've added a little bit onto it to kind of make it a little bit more effective maybe. So we really focus on getting a really good before and after picture. So sometimes that means taking 20 before pictures and 20 after pictures to make sure you get a really good match. Getting a match from the before and after to look almost identical is definitely key to this. So the way we've added onto it is we will say to our clients, I'll send you that picture on a little bit later. So we make sure that we've got the collage looking absolutely perfect. We'll text it on to our clients, we'll message them on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll say something like, "Hey Jackie, thanks so much for popping in today. Do you mind if we use this photograph on social media?" So if they say yes, that's great, but you've also got the photo now in their hands. So what we've found is that clients then go, "I got my lashes done." They take out their phone and they say, "Look at this before and after." Because when you see a client in real life, you don't know if they just have amazing lashes or if they've had an amazing lash lift. So when they've got that before and after that they can show to their clients or to their friends, then often you get all of that little group coming back to you. So we found that's a really effective way.
Yeah, because then they can go ahead and share it on their social media as well.
Definitely.
Tag you guys into that so that people will start to see more and more where they're having these amazing lash lifts done, which in turn is going to bring more customers through the door for you guys.
Yeah, it's so powerful if somebody else promotes you rather than yourself. So giving them the key to do that is definitely the way forward.
Yeah, I love that idea. I really, really, really like that idea. And what in terms of getting your clients to be a repeat appointment and things like that, is there any specific tips that you've got for getting that in? Because I've had a student of mine contact me and saying how she's really quite worried about getting those clients back through the doors when we do reopen, but also she struggles to get that repeat custom from them. So have you got any particular tips that you would pass on to her for those?
Yeah, definitely. So when your client first comes in, I think it's important to set up expectations. So I always set up the expectation with a client that this is going to be a continuous thing that they can do. You don't want your client to come in and just go, "Oh yeah, that's great, I've got it done once and I was meaning to book in, but I just forgot." So remind them at the start, say, "Look, this is an amazing lash service. You can get this done every 6 to 8 weeks." And if you say that at the start of the service, by the time you finish the service and you're showing them this amazing after result, and then you're saying, "What do you think?" and they're like, "I love my lashes," and you're like, "Great, do you want to book back in for the next 8 weeks?" Who wouldn't want their lashes to look like that every 8 weeks? So setting the expectation that they are going to rebook at the start of the service and not at the end makes it a lot easier for the rebook. Because if you just wait till the end and you're like, "Do you really like them? Do you want to book back in?" It feels too. But if you start it natural, you get more rebookings that way.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to do it. I was going to say that I gave her the tips of making sure that she rebooks at the end of the service when the client's paying, so that she can give her that appointment along with her receipt for that day's treatment. But yeah, it's a brilliant idea to set them up at the beginning of the treatment, that it's going to be that expectation that they can book and continue with their treatment. That's amazing. You've got some great ideas. I love those.
Thank you.
So, in terms of favourite products, is there anything, a product or a tool that you use for your lash lifting from Lashus that you would say just standout favourite?
Yeah, I've got two things I really like. I really love the Y tool because it just makes the lash separation super quick and super easy. And I think if you want your lash lifting services to be profitable, the lash separation has to be quick. And that's one of the things that you find really slows people down. So by using the Y tool, it's going to keep you super quick, but it also keeps your lashes super straight and separated. So it makes your life a little bit easier too. And the second thing I really love is the Lashus microfoam pillow. I love that. It is so comfy, and so many clients, like, they always comment on it. Even just the little bit of the neck support down the back, it makes such a difference. And I have had clients comment that they've had their lashes done in another salon, and even just from sitting on the bed, they almost get like a pain at the back of their head, like where their skull hits the bed. You get almost like a pressure point, and you don't get that then with the microfoam pillow. So that's probably one of the reasons they all fall asleep too. So I really love the pillow as well.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen this pillow, I always joke when I'm teaching this class to my students that I asked my husband if I could have one for our bed, because they are that comfortable.
They really are.
Yeah,
we love them.
Neck support. It's super soft. It's great for the therapist as well, because it's got a really convenient kind of flat space at the top where you can place all your products and your tools while you're working. So yeah, I love the pillow as well. My last question for you, Noreen, is do you have a top tip when you're performing a lash lift, something that you know is going to give you consistent, amazing results?
Yeah, so what I normally do is I pre-make my hammocks. So just in case any of those little lashes decide they want to pop off, that you can quickly put it on, because I find if you're fiddling around with the micropore tape, sometimes a minute has passed before you've got your little hammocks ready. And if anybody is watching this and maybe they don't do lashes or lash lifts at the moment, sometimes when you do a lash lift, your little lashes can pop off the shield, and that's going to affect your lift. So there's a special way that you can tape them back up again just to make sure that they lift correctly. So having them pre-made, I think, really helps. And the other thing that I really like doing is putting my micropore tape into a tape dispenser, because sometimes it's really hard to find the little edge of a micropore tape, especially if you're in a rush. So by having it already in that little tape dispenser, you can just quickly pull it and take a little piece off. And that makes making the hammocks super quick work as well. So that's my little top tip.
I love that top tip. Someone asked me what my hero or favourite product was, and actually it was hard for me to narrow it down, but the answer I gave in the end was the micropore tape, because I just feel like it can save you in so many ways through your treatment, and I love the idea of having it in a dispenser to make that easier. Yeah, I might be adding that into my toolbox as well, Noreen.
That's cool.
Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look through the comments, guys, and see if there's any questions that me and Noreen can answer you together. Someone's asking what is a hammock, Noreen? So,
cool. So a hammock is basically where you get two pieces of micropore tape. So you would take a longer piece of tape, and then you would take a shorter piece of tape that's about the length of the eye, and you would stick sticky side to sticky side. And so you'd put that smaller piece of tape into the middle of the longer piece. And then what you do is you kind of almost use it like a little push-up bra that you're just going to pop it underneath the lashes, shimmy it up, and then you can tape the tape like this. So it's like basically taping down any little fallen out lashes. This is a lifesaver, because you can have the best technique in the world, but if someone has stubborn lashes, God help you, they're just coming off the shield. It doesn't matter how good you've glued them down, and then your little hammock saves the day, because if you didn't glue them back, basically the lift wouldn't be as lifted. It would be kind of droopy. So by putting the hammock on super quick, you're making sure you're getting a lift right from the root. And when you get that result for clients, that's what makes them loyal for life.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I've just got a quick question from Louise. Do you have to have done the training with Lashus if you're already qualified? No, not at all, Louise. If you'd like to give our customer experience a call, we actually have trial packs as well that you can purchase. They'll just ask for proof of your qualification. Rachel did the Lashus lift conversion. I've been busy. I'm really sorry. I'm really struggling to see the questions on my phone, guys. So any questions that I do miss, I will go back through and answer later on. So not to worry. Oh, so someone's asking, do you feel if there's much difference between if you leave it for 10 or 12 minutes? Would you just like to explain why we have the two different timings with Lashus?
Yeah, so it really depends on the lashes that you get. So to be honest, for the majority of my clients, I literally mean like 95% of them, I'm using 10 and 10 minutes. It's only if somebody has really strong lashes that I'm moving up to 12. So 10 minutes gives me perfect lifts every time. So I don't feel the need to go to 12. And the only time I do go to 12 is if I know someone has those amazing, thick, gorgeous, extra long lashes that are just going to need a little bit of extra time to break down. If you use the 12 minutes on someone who just had kind of normal lashes, I think you probably would be risking them drying out a little bit more. So I wouldn't risk it. If you know people just have kind of like normal lashes, I just do 10 and 10, and there's no point in wasting your time in the salon either. So I would only do 12 and 12 if I knew they had really thick lashes.
So I'm the same. I very often will use just 10 and 10. The 12 minutes, like you said, it's reserved really for those ladies who've got that beautiful thick coarser hair, and there is absolutely no need to go above that 12 minutes with our gentle formula. It still works perfectly. Okay, I think that's all the questions. Like I said, I can't quite see everything on my phone, so don't worry guys, I will go back through the comments at the end and I will answer any questions that you all have. Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me, Noreen. What we're going to do now is we are going to bring on Aylie and we're going to talk about extensions.
Lovely to chat to you. I can't wait. Bye, love.
Lovely to see you. See you later. Bye-bye. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to look at adding in Aylie, our beautiful Aylie, and we can chat a little bit about extensions as well, because I'm sure there will be some of you out there who have got extensions on your treatment menu or maybe thinking about it. And Aylie is one of our beautiful pros from Scotland, and I'm sure she'll be able to. Hopefully we're connecting in. Joys of technology. Oh, I'm really sorry that some of you keep losing sound.
Hello.
Hello, Aylie. How are you?
We got there in the end. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. I'm not so bad. There's a couple of ladies keep saying they keep losing sound. So if anyone does have any problems and you miss anything that we do say, pop it in the comments. And like I said, I will go through afterwards and answer the questions that you've got. Okay. So how are you feeling, Aylie? How are you feeling about getting back to work when you can and reopening
the I'm so bored. I'm so looking forward to it. I just hope that we do get back kind of end of April, but you know, we know better than to, yeah.
Yeah, it's a waiting game, unfortunately. Yeah. Have you got any plans in motion at the moment ready for reopening? What are you thinking about?
Well,
Like getting
obviously,
through the door?
yeah, well, you know yourself, I'm reopening a new salon, which is probably a little bit unique in itself. It's just about getting it all ready, and honestly, being able to start with kind of fresh stock. I know it's a wee bit of a nightmare, but it's going to be really nice to have everything new and everything fresh and stuff like that. So just everything's sort of coming together slowly, but you know, it's getting there. It's just hoping that perfect timing, but we'll just have to wait and see. I don't like to get my hopes up, but fingers crossed.
Yes, absolutely. Have you thought about how you might contact your previous clients and any marketing that you may look at to start getting those new clients through the door?
Yeah, well, I mean, lots of them are they're all really nosy, a wee bit like myself. That's probably why we got on so well. So they're all dying to see the new salon anyway. So it is a case of they're all like, when do we get sneak peeks? So with having the new salon and opening the new space, I plan on sort of sneak peeking a lot of them. So ones I know personally and have like their phone numbers and things like that, you know, the ones I speak to all the time, photos, you know, kind of wee sneaky peek. Here's the new lash bed. Here's the new bit that you're going to see and stuff like that. So I think that I'm going to use it to my advantage and kind of show them the new decor and what they need to expect as well, because coming into a new building, it would be more fun if it wasn't for the restrictions. I think it's you know, you don't know what to expect when you're going into somewhere you go all the time, let alone going into somewhere new. So I'm going to eke it out and just sneak peek them all and make them be like, well, maybe we'll go in for a nosy. And then of course patch tests as well, get them all in for new patch tests and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. So this was something that I was speaking to a student about, and she was asking me about sensitivity testing for lash lifts ready for getting back into the salon. And our recommendation is that everyone has a new sensitivity test done, because we always say a sensitivity test has to be redone either after 6 months or if there's been any medical changes. And as we know, lots of people have been symptom free with COVID-19, so they don't necessarily know that they've had it, but obviously that is classed as a medical change because they've had that virus. So the advice is to spend those first 2 days that you 2 or 3 days that you are reopened, and if your salon provides other treatments, so nail services, etc., is to get those clients back in, get their sensitivity tests redone, ready, so that you can then start performing the treatments 48 hours afterwards. So yeah, that's a great way to look at kind of getting people back in. Will you do sneak peeks on social media? Do you use social media quite a lot for your marketing?
Yeah, mostly Facebook, Instagram a little bit, but most of them are on Facebook because I used one of the online booking systems, and doing it through Facebook's dead easy. So kind of on there, anybody like the kind of older ladies where it's mostly text, or they tend to phone me, you know, they're like, oh, send me a sneaky text so I can see what you're doing and stuff like that. So but I would say 99% of it is pretty much Facebook. So
I'm very similar with my business. I introduced, like you said, an online booking system, and that has actually driven more traffic to my social media pages, because they're using that to book online. So it actually getting them checking it out a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
You do a lot of before and after pictures, as Noreen said, for helping with your marketing?
Definitely. I think the power of a before and after, there isn't anything else like it in a kind of marketing perspective. I think as well, it's very, very similar to the lift, but the difference I would say with extensions is don't forget to get the before for your infills, because a lot of people will just do the after and say I've infilled the lashes, but if you can show the retention, the really, really good retention that we get with lashes, it makes all the difference. And they'll say, hold on, that's been 3 weeks and they've got that many lashes left. And maybe they'll compare to what they have and they'll think, oh, well, maybe I'd get better retention with them. So you tend to find that's where a lot of people I get, because there's nobody else in my area that uses this brand. I don't think anybody uses the same brand as one another. They're all different brands. So they do get compared to quite a lot. Or if I happen to have somebody when somebody else is on holiday, that's where you can grab them, is with the retention and the comfort, because you just have a nice nap. That's it. There's no discomfort at all. The amount of people that I've had that say that the glue stings their eyes, or the under eye patches hurt their eyes and things like that, and they don't get that at all with Lashus. So that's main selling point.
Yeah, so they come to you and they see how it can compare. I've had clients myself who have said that their previous experiences, they've been uncomfortable or the stinging and things like that. But with Lashes in our process that we use, there is none of that comes through at all.
Yeah.
And we said they just get a nice lash nap and leave with beautiful looking lashes. And then the tension with our adhesive is absolutely second to none. Yeah, because that oil and water resistant adhesive is
that
amazing.
Just it blows their mind when you tell them that, and you're like, no, it's okay, and they're like, really, are you sure? It's like it took me a while to even kind of get my head around it, especially the lash, doing the rinse afterwards. I'm like, this feels so wrong, and when you get used to it, you still feel like it's just a bit strange, but it's the difference is there. And I mean, obviously I was pre-trained with another brand beforehand, so seeing the difference, it kind of, you just can't compare the two. No, that's really great to hear. I'm glad that Lashus is working for you so well. So within our range, within the Lashus range, what is your favorite product or tool? I have one tool, one product. I have to agree with the pillow. The pillow is just it's like my favorite thing on the planet. I want one for my bed. I think it's just what a difference it makes for even the positioning of someone's head. They seem to just hold their head nicer for you, whereas they kind of fall to the side. It's dead comfortable for them, so they just seem to set the height, everything about it. I just love it, and the wee edges for having your tools and that on, I think is just brilliant. It's just, I do like that. I think I might get one for myself. And the product has to be, it's the retail product, it's the foaming cleanser. If somebody comes in with mascara on, it's just game changer. I used to be there for about 20 minutes trying to scrub mascara off some people with subpar products, and that just makes all the difference. You can just put it on and it doesn't run into their eyes, and even when it does, I've never ever heard of anybody say that it's stung their eyes or anything like that, because if you've got the dead watery ones, they just kind of run everywhere and make a mess. But that's definitely, it's taken at least, if somebody comes in with makeup on, it's taken at least 15 minutes off treatment times. So you're using it as an addition to your eye cleanse before you start a treatment. That's great. And how are you finding retailing with that and getting your customers to use it to help their retention? I think after I got the deal with the 10, I think it was 10 cleansers and 10 brushes, and I sold, it was kind of annoying because it was in between lockdowns, but I think the first 5 treatments I had, they all bought cleansers and took it away with them. So half of them was sold kind of within a couple of weeks. It was mad, and it was, I think, a lot to do with the fact that I'd used it on them. So they were a wee bit nightmarish clients that come in with mascara on, what can you do? But then they took it away with them, and the retention was pretty good anyway. But I think a lot of people are scared, and the foam in the cleanser, because I said you don't have to use the brush, don't feel like you have to use the brush, you can just use the cleanser on its own. And I think the foam is less scary than a normal cleanser that you would have at home. You don't feel like you're doing any damage, but after you explain it to them, they'll love it. Oh, that's great. I'm really glad that people are starting to understand, because I was having this conversation how when I first entered the lash industry many years ago, the advice was always never ever get your lashes wet, never get your lashes wet. And sometimes that's kind of stuck with people, and that advice has stuck. Whereas actually now, because of the amazing advances we've got in the technologies of the adhesives, etc., actually it's imperative to cleanse them. Because that build-up of oils and dead skin and things like that can actually have that detrimental effect on that adhesive bond. So you need to get them wet, and you need to use a cleanser to make sure that you're keeping your natural lashes healthy,
ready for your extensions, and also to keep that retention on your extensions.
Yep.
So yeah, it's brilliant.
When you explain it lasts a long time as well, you know, it's not one of these things that's going to last a month and that's going to be it. You're saying, no, that one bottle will do you forever. So it's worth it, definitely.
Yeah, you've got 200 uses in that bottle. I mean, that's amazing value if you break it down.
Yeah.
Amazing. Love them. So my very last question for you is, do you have a top tip whilst performing your lash extension treatments?
Yes, well, sort of. There's kind of two in one. I suppose one kind of makes the other one as well. Firstly, get a good seat and a good station to sit at, because if you can't do it comfortably, you're going to do a subpar job or you're going to hate doing it. I've got a back injury, so I need to be in like the perfect position. So getting a good seat and a good position so that you're not having to like twist around and get stuff and stuff like that. That's kind of like the biggest thing that I found made a difference. I've got one of those sort of saddle seats, and it totally makes a difference. And to go along with that is, if you don't like working off the back of your hand, a lash tile with all of your stuff. If you've got the pillow, it helps as well, you know. But if you've got everything on the side of the pillow with your lashes, whatever you need out, your glue, everything there, then you don't have to be doing any kind of mad twisting motions. You can be comfortable and, you know, you're happy, your client's happy. You can't really do one without the other.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. And I think it's something that very often we miss out when we first kind of enter the industry, whether it's the lash industry or the nail industry, is it may be briefly spoken about on our course that we need to make sure that we're looking after ourselves. But definitely with lashes, I mean, you're bent forwards for a long time. If you're doing lashes all day, like you said, you need to be comfortable and you need to look after your back, your neck, your hands, because otherwise you're not going to be able to survive very long doing it full time. So yeah, I think it's an amazing suggestion that people get the right seat. Those saddle seats are great for helping support and keep your back straight. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the questions, Aylie. Yeah, so someone's asking, do you recommend a bar stool? But like you said, those saddle seats I found are amazing as well.
Yeah.
Louise, 200 uses out of that foaming cleanser bottle, which makes it amazing value. You know, that's going to last your client more than 6 months. So one of the things that I'll be doing, because everybody that will be coming back through the door will be obviously having a fresh set back on of their extensions, is I'll actually be doing a deal, so a price for the full set, including the Lashus foaming cleanser, obviously with a little bit of discount in there. And I want them all to be able to take that Lashus foaming cleanser away and seeing the difference that it makes to their retention. So it is amazing value. Do you have to rinse after the treatment? I'm wanting to change over to Lashus. Okay, Tanya, so something that we teach when we are teaching our lash grad class or our extensions class is that we actually do a final rinse. And as you said yourself, Aylie, this can kind of seem a little bit alien if you've trained with a brand previously. But the reason that we do that rinse is to help reduce the possibilities of any reactions. Without going too much into the complete science of it, what we're helping to reduce is to reduce any vapours that have been emitted from the adhesive drying, which can land on the skin around the eyes, and obviously then it sits there. So by doing that final rinse, we're helping to remove all of those vapours out of the way. So it is something that we train in our class, and if you do a conversion or you speak to one of us educators, Tanya, when you are ready for swapping over to Lashus, we can talk you through all of those steps. Okay. I think that's everything. Guys, if I have missed any questions, like I said, I will go back at the end. Aylie, thank you very much for joining us today.
No problem at all.
Hope that you get to open that new salon really, really soon.
Fingers
I will
crossed.
look forward to seeing the pictures.
Oh yeah, there will be loads.
Great. Amazing. So if there's no more questions, guys, I'm going to thank everyone for sticking around this evening and having a chat with us. Any other questions, anyone that's watching this on replay, please put questions into that comment box and I will keep going back on and checking that. All right, Aylie, thank you very much for joining me. Take care and I'll see everyone soon. Take care, guys. Bye.